Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your magic moon message. This is the peace dealer. People are crying, people are dying, land is burning, people are sighing. It is a wonderful day and period. Yes, like I just said, the moon is in Gemini, the sun is in Capricorn. You might wonder, why is it wonderful that people are doing all this? And no, they weren't related. I was just letting you know that these horrible things are happening. And despite that, what a wonderful day. Okay. Please get used to this growing sense of misery that will actually convert itself into pure horror and terror. As, certain facets of societal transformation are necessary as a collective to get where we're going. And I think there's this hyper obsession with trying to be your best self and having to make every day the greatest day that sometimes we have to get humbled and see the consequences of all our past actions and our ancestors' past actions, as we get handed a moldy and disgusting hot potato that pretty much looks like it's gonna end with us. Imagine playing hot potato and you get past the hot potato and there's no one to pass it to, and this hot potato is like inheriting a nation or inheriting a family business that you realize was corrupt and pretty much falling apart under the guise in front that everything is okay, like most people's lives, hanging on barely by a thread. No, but for real. Anyway, Saturn in Pisces is thoroughly tested the integrity of beliefs because for so long, people have been preaching this bullshit spiritual philosophies about how they're at Zen and how they're wise and how all they have to do is think positive. And the last few years have called cap on how most people were just making shit the fuck up, lying to themselves and thus other people, and how those beliefs had no integrity, so that when it comes time to actually practice what they preached, they're nowhere to be found. The internal work they didn't do is not expressing itself. And that could be very, very, very rewarding for those of you who have done the work. What's rewarding, of course, being that through these difficult times, the integrity of your beliefs that you held yourself accountable to practicing even when you didn't feel like it accounts for more inner peace and external bliss than you could have ever accounted for, where you now realize more than ever it's not the external things and the material things that bring you happiness, but your fortitude and ability to maintain this state of gratitude and peace, whether there's a rainbow over your head, whether there are storm drains coming down, whether everything around you is falling apart or you're getting everything that you want. That's called an internal locus of control. That doesn't, you're not just born with the actions some people are, but like you still have to develop it and maintain it over time. And that takes rigorous commitment and discipline, whether the way you express that is through working out in the gym every morning or just being on social media every day. Consistency is still consistency. As we have got caught in the flurry of just arguments over whose religion is superior, whose nationality is superior, whose country is superior, as earthquakes, wildfires, and tsunamis humbles the rest of the collective, letting them realize that their days are numbered and tomorrow is never promised. I have to really express all of this because we are, of course, still concluding these karmic cycles. And Capricorn, that now is getting ready to harvest this new moon through the full moon, gives us a true and intellectual angelic understanding of how it is we take universal supernatural God power, this higher capability and universal representative facet of your own self, you could just say your higher self, and how you individually think you should put all of these themes together. What do I mean? We activated this God power, a yearly fun run update with the new moon in Capricorn, and then the moon in Aquarius had us manifest the higher knowledge, the universal knowledge, the supernatural energy that now created electricity to energize this hardware. And then, of course, that gave us the experience of the software uploading with Pisces. And now when activating this experience, we were able to adjust our perception. Oh, wow, we've awakened God power. This is what I believe I could do with it. And then the moon went into Aries, and then we started to come into an individual understanding of this collective power. Let's say this hardware was like, connecting to a universal irrigation ditch. I don't know if that's what you call it, but like a system with which, a water pipeline, right? What makes it universal is that everyone can connect to it. It's like an ocean, right? But now the Aries moon individuality is, well, here's my sink and plumbing system that this is how I personally, right? Everyone's sink is going to look different. Some people have porcelain sinks. Some people have like gold sinks with silver embeddings on it. The nature of that reflects your individuality, right? For this analogy. And of course, you begin to integrate that. Taurus now strengthened the quality of how creatively and naturally you can manifest physiologically, right? You understood the physiological natural sense of universal power that with Uranus and Taurus now also tapped into extra dimensional, meaning outside of this dimension, facets through your natural senses, making you more supernatural, all right? Or at least grounding more of the sensation physiologically of what supernatural even means. And now the moon in Gemini is tying all that together, and it's giving you a intellectual, individual thought form understanding of how to communicate, how to actually take this universal power we activated and now incorporate it into your routine, integrate behavioral patterns that with the moon in Gemini applies this more ideation. It really helps you understand the ideas necessary so that, of course, we can produce consistency, because now the idea around how we're going to put this together, once the moon goes into Cancer, we're going to apply that idea and perspective cardinally. We're going to move in that direction. We're going to be like, okay, this is how I think I should put all of this together. And now when the moon goes into Cancer, this is what I feel this is who I feel I should move forward with. This is how I feel I should now harvest and apply how I think I should do this towards the feeling of, okay, we're going to feel in that direction. All right, just giving you more of the mutable cardinal science. Now, the moon in Pisces that uploaded this software, right? It was giving you a activation of the divine metaphysical, aka unseen understanding of universal power, because of course at this phase this all exists outside of the electromagnetic spectrum. You can see blah 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 outside the physical. But now the third house of that moon in Pisces versus the sixth house of the moon in Gemini is a mutable shift game changer, meaning that a week ago we had readjusted our beliefs. Why? You activated universal power since 2008, where you've been awakening it extremely in your body. Now it's in Aquarius, awakening your mind over the next 20 years. So now you came into a much more divine understanding, an unseen metaphysical understanding of how your belief shifted, because you are actively experiencing a greater awakening of your consciousness. This Capricorn Sun transit, of course, being a completion of how you have unlocked an original direction of your own character moving forward. All right. For example, I know what I'm meant to do in my life, right? I'm more clear on why I'm meant to do what I'm meant to do, which is going to be no Pisces, why we're doing it, but what I'm meant to do, who I'm meant to be, right? I'm going to be uploading magic moon messages because they're the shit. And everyone who's heard them is enriched by them. If 5 people start watching this, if I don't make money doing this anymore, I don't sell my soul for money. That's not a motivator, can't control me. I'm doing this because it's the shit. It needs to be done. Boom. And if I don't do it, who else is going to do this specific type of message like me? Not to say that there aren't other people in my industry doing what we do, and shout out to y'all, but just like I'm saying this, you're saying this too relative to what you're doing, right? And what is the completion of that? Milestone victory, looking back over everything that I've done so far, just like you, and what you've done, and now organizing where to really take this. Because now in Aquarius, we're going to come into the rewards relative to, well, ever since April of 2024, who is in my circle? Who belongs with me? Who is in this dream? Who is in this, league of extraordinary gentlemen, right? So regardless, the belief around the magnitude of incredible power we are awakening and activating is now integrating into a supported thought process, right? Because if I believe that I can eat pizza, then the way I'm going to start communicating about it, right, is, oh, and when I get off of work at 7:00, I'm going to go eat cheese pizza. I'm going to go eat like pepperoni pizza. Now I'm literally changing my thought process. I'm literally changing how I think about what I initially believed. Whereas before that, maybe I believed I was lactose intolerant for some dumb reason. I couldn't even eat pizza. It didn't even cross my mind that I could eat luxury gourmet pizza, okay? Which is crazy. So I wouldn't have thought to even start thinking and incorporating the existence of pizza into my life. But thank Jesus Christ, up in Nazareth, all right? Up in heaven, I got introduced to the existence of pizza, and now I believe that I can eat the very greatest pizzas ever. And now I'm integrating that belief into understanding thoughts that support these previous beliefs. All right. This is the most important part of this transit, especially because the moon on Jupiter is now taking this quality of integrating beliefs into thoughts and expanding considerably your understanding how this thought process has expanded and evolved. So maybe before I was limited in my thought approach because it's like, I didn't even know there were different types of pizza. Now it's like, oh, there's pepperoni pizza, there's Hawaiian pizza, there's sausage pizza, there's, 3 meat pizza, there's cheese pizza, right? And there's all of these, different thoughts and ways that I have to account for. Like, this is an expansion of my vocabulary relative to the integrity Saturn of my beliefs, where Saturn is cracking the whip like, oh, you really believe that? You really about that? You really about that? Cool. So, relative to that, once again, anything about my beliefs that don't align with the current integrative thought process of where we're taking this awakening of incredible power, this activation and integration of incredible power, anything about my beliefs that don't match what I'm currently thinking must shift so that they align. Anything that I'm thinking that is impacting my behavior that doesn't match the attitude around my beliefs, those thoughts have to shift. And that's what's going to come up. Any issues, any challenges that you face is because you must adjust these dynamics. All right. The moon in trining Pluto coming into Gemini is carrying on this extreme knowledgeable awakening by you now understanding what words to put to this knowledge, right? This sense, this knowing. And Jupiter is going to help you understand how to expand that so you could talk smack. So that you can communicate so much more effectively, so much more beautifully. And remember, this is universal high power. So once we start harvesting this, you're going to feel it. Like, that's what this full moon is. It's okay. We've activated it. We've integrated it. Through the integration, it takes it from an abstract concept to, oh, this is what it actually is. This is how I can actually make sense of it. This is how I can tangibly feel it. And now we're going to emotionally feel it deep. And now emotional feeling is what we're going to express and understand how to hold space with others so that we can push forward accordingly. Once again, with the square to Pisces, allow people who have never studied what you do, don't know what you do, don't know who you are, to have all the most to say about what you do, because what you do threatens their beliefs. These are weak, stupid little bitches. And we treat them like the adorable little children they are. We don't argue with stupid people, okay? We don't do that. We don't do that, okay? Because the cognitive dissonance at this point is going to reach a higher fever pitch, where a lot of BS people have been saying is continuing to prove that it's BS. And instead of accepting that, they're going to project it on you. And whereas you can just smack them in the face with your energy dick, you can also just remember most of these things are beneath you. So don't get caught up arguing with dumbass kids who are somehow adult aged. You stay blessed as always. And until next time, peace.